Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel, where we uncover the secrets behind some of the most fascinating coins in history. Today, first up, we're diving deep into a coin that might be hiding in your pocket change or tucked away in an old jar at home. The 1944 wheat penny without a mint mark. What if it's blackened with a spring green layer and in dirty condition? Could it still hold big value in today's collector market? Stick around to find out. Before we talk about its value, let's start with a little history. The 1944 wheat penny was minted in massive quantities right after World War II. That year, the US Mint produced billions of these coins to meet post-war economic needs. If your coin doesn't have a mint mark, that means it was made in Philadelphia, the heart of American coin production. Interestingly, 1944 was the first year after the famous steel penny experiment of 1943. During the war, copper was reserved for ammunition, so pennies were struck in steel instead. But in 1944, the US Mint returned to using copper primarily from recycled ammunition shells. Now, let's talk about those unique characteristics you mentioned, blackened and with a spring green layer. What could cause this? Over time, environmental exposure can cause coins to oxidize. If your coin looks black or has a greenish tint, it could have been exposed to moisture, dirt, or even chemicals. This discoloration is known as toning, and while it might seem like damage, collectors often find toned coins fascinating, especially when the colors create unique patterns. But does this add value? The answer is it depends. Aesthetic appeal and rarity of the toning pattern play a big role. Let's talk condition. Even in dirty condition, a 1944 wheat penny can hold value, but it all comes down to grading. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70. A coin in pristine, uncirculated condition is a 70, while a heavily worn coin might fall between 1 and 10. If your coin is blackened and dirty, it's likely on the lower end of the scale. However, certain errors or unique features can make even a well-worn coin highly desirable. Now for the part you've been waiting for. How much is it worth? In the collector market, the value of a 1944 wheat penny without a mint mark depends on several factors: condition, rarity, and demand. But here's where things get interesting. If your coin has a unique error or rare toning, it could fetch significantly more. A coin with exceptional toning or historical appeal can go for $85,000 at auctions, depending on what collectors are willing to pay. So, how do you identify if your coin has value? First, examine it closely under good lighting. Look for any unusual features like doubled letters, off-center strikes, or odd metal tones. If you think your coin is special, consider getting it authenticated and graded by a professional service. Once graded, you can sell your coin at auctions, coin shows, or online platforms. Remember, rarity and condition are key, so be honest about your coin's state when listing it for sale. The 1944 wheat penny is a testament to American history, and even in dirty or toned condition, it can still be a treasure in today's collector market. This tiny coin connects us to a fascinating past, so check your change, dig through your old collections, and who knows, you might have a hidden gem. Next up, we're diving into one of the most iconic and sought-after coins in US history, the 1944 wheat penny with the D mint mark. If you have one of these coins lying around, especially in fine condition, you might be sitting on a big fortune. Stick around as we explore its history, unique features, collector demand, and how much it's worth in today's market. The 1944 wheat penny was minted during a fascinating time in American history. World War II was in full swing, and copper was a crucial resource for the war effort. In 1943, pennies were struck using steel, but in 1944 the US Mint returned to using copper, largely sourced from recycled shell casings. Over 2.1 billion of these pennies were minted across 3 locations. The Denver Mint produced over 430 million wheat pennies in 1944, making them relatively common. However, what makes some of these coins truly valuable are their condition, rarity, and unique features. And that brings us to the 1944 wheat penny with black spots in fine condition. Let's talk about how to identify a 1944 wheat penny with the mint mark. First, look for the small D located just below the date on the obverse side. This signifies that the coin was minted in Denver. Next, examine the reverse side. The iconic wheat ears flank the words 1 cent, and above it, reads United States of America. At the top, you'll see the phrase E pluribus unum. Now, what about those black spots? These are usually caused by oxidation or environmental exposure over the years. While spots may slightly impact the overall grade of the coin, they can also give it a unique character, making it even more interesting to collectors. When it comes to valuing coins, condition is king. A 1944 with D wheat penny in fine condition means it shows moderate wear but still retains most of its details. On the Sheldon grading scale, fine is typically around a grade of F12 to F15. While uncirculated coins or those in mint condition can fetch the highest prices, even coins in fine condition can hold significant value, especially if they have unique characteristics like black spots or other minting errors. So, how much is a 1944 with D wheat penny worth in today's collector market? If your 1944 with D wheat penny has black spots and unique toning that enhances its visual appeal, some collectors may pay a premium, sometimes upwards of $90,000. Thinking of selling your 1944 wheat penny? Here are some tips. Consider having your coin professionally graded by services to maximize its value. Check recent sales on platforms, heritage auctions, or local coin shops. High-quality photos and detailed descriptions can make a huge difference when selling online. Join coin forums or local coin clubs to connect with potential buyers. The 1944 with D wheat penny, it's a slice of history. Whether you're a seasoned collector or a casual enthusiast, finding one of these coins in fine condition with black spots could be your gateway to the exciting world of numismatics. Now it's your turn. Check your coin jars, drawers, or collections for a 1944 with D wheat penny. Let us know in the comments if you found one and what condition it's in. Next up, we dive into the fascinating world of the 1941 wheat penny without a mint mark. If you have one tucked away in your collection, or perhaps sitting unnoticed in a jar, this video might just surprise you. The wheat penny, officially known as the Lincoln cent, was minted from 1909 to 1958. Designed by Victor David Brenner, this coin features the iconic profile of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and two wheat stalks on the reverse, a tribute to America's agricultural roots. The 1941 wheat penny was struck during the height of World War II, a time when the United States was ramping up industrial production. First, let's talk about identifying the 1941 wheat penny without a mint mark. The lack of a mint mark indicates that it was minted in Philadelphia, as the Philadelphia Mint did not use a mint mark on coins until 1942. Look for these key features. The year 1941 should be clearly visible on the obverse. Check just below the date for any signs of a mint mark. If there's none, you've got a Philadelphia coin. On the reverse, the two wheat stalks should still show some detail even in fine condition. Condition is everything in the world of coin collecting. Coins are graded on a scale from poor to mint state, MS70. A 1941 wheat penny in fine condition means moderate wear on Lincoln's hair and cheekbone, but the outline of his features is still distinct. On the reverse, the wheat stalks will show wear, but some fine lines may still be visible. If your penny looks better than this, it might be graded as very fine or even extremely fine, which could significantly increase its value. So how much is a 1941 wheat penny without a mint mark in fine condition worth today? Let's break it down. Circulated coins in fine condition. These typically sell for around $65,000. Uncirculated coins, if you're lucky enough to find a pristine example, it could be worth $76,000 or more, depending on its eye appeal. Speaking of rare errors, keep an eye out for these. A portion of the design is missing due to misalignment during minting. Look for doubling on the date or lettering, which can significantly increase the coin's value. Why are wheat pennies like the 1941 so sought after? For one, they're a piece of history. These coins represent a bygone era in American coinage, with a design that's instantly recognizable to collectors and enthusiasts. Even though the 1941 wheat penny, without a mint, marks its historical significance and potential for hidden errors, make it a must-have for beginners and seasoned collectors alike. Thinking of selling your 1941 wheat penny? Here are some tips. Professional grading services can authenticate and grade your coin. Check online marketplaces or heritage auction sites for recent sale prices. Local coin shops or shows are great places to get an appraisal. Remember, a little knowledge goes a long way in ensuring you get the best value for your coin. The 1941 wheat penny without a mint mark. It's a fascinating piece of American history and a potential stepping stone into the exciting world of coin collecting. So go ahead, check your pockets, your jars, and your collections. You never know what treasure might be hiding in plain sight. Next up, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of numismatics to explore the 1946 wheat penny, specifically, one without a mint mark, in very fine condition, with a brown layer. Could this coin be the hidden gem in your collection or spare change? Let's find out. The 1946 wheat penny is part of the iconic Lincoln Wheat Cent series, which was minted from 1909 to 1958. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the coin features the familiar profile of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and wheat stalks on the reverse, symbolizing prosperity. 1946 was a significant year for coin production. Just a year after World War II ended, the U.S. Mint resumed regular copper coinage after using steel for pennies in 1943 due to metal shortages. Over 991 million wheat pennies were minted in Philadelphia in 1946, meaning they carry no mint mark. Despite their high mintage, certain features and conditions make some coins highly sought after by collectors. So what makes a 1946 wheat penny with no mint mark special? First, let's talk about condition. A coin graded as very fine means it's well preserved but shows light wear. You can still see most details, such as Lincoln's hair and the wheat stalk lines, though they may not be as sharp as in mint condition. Next is the coin's brown layer. This term refers to the natural patina that develops on copper coins over time. Collectors often appreciate this original surface toning as it indicates authenticity and age, adding character to the coin. The value of a 1946 wheat penny depends on several factors. Coins in higher grades fetch higher prices. While most 1946 pennies are those with rare errors like doubled die obverses or re-punched mint marks, the numismatic market fluctuates. Coins with historical significance or unique features often gain popularity among collectors, driving up prices. Now, here's the exciting part: finding one of these coins yourself. You might already have a 1946 wheat penny in your collection, or could stumble upon one in old coin jars or bankrolls. Inspect the details carefully. Look for sharp edges, clear markings, and any potential errors like die cracks or doubling. Recently, collectors have paid notable amounts for 1946 wheat pennies. A very fine brown 1946 penny might sell for $150,000. However, coins with exceptional toning or rare errors have sold for over $160,000 at auctions. It's crucial to get your coin professionally graded by a service like Kasig Wealth to ensure accurate valuation. So should you sell your 1946 wheat penny or hold on to it? If the coin is in very fine condition and doesn't have any rare errors, it may be worth holding onto as part of your collection. However, if you discover a rare variety or error, selling at an auction could yield significant profit. Always research recent sales trends and consult with experienced numismatists before making a decision. The 1946 wheat penny might make you a millionaire. Its historical value, unique features, and potential for hidden rarity make it a fascinating piece for any collector. Who knows? Your old penny could be worth more than you think. Next up, we're taking a deep dive into a special coin from the past, the 1956 wheat penny with a D mint mark. Specifically, we'll explore its obverse features, the significance of its red layer, its condition, and its current value in the collector's market. So, if you have one of these coins stashed away in your collection, or you're thinking about adding it to your stash, this video is for you. First, let's take a look at the 1956 wheat penny itself. Struck at the Denver Mint, the 1956 wheat penny is part of the iconic series of coins minted in the United States from 1909 to 1958. Designed by the famous sculptor Victor David Brenner, this coin features the classic wheat stalks on the reverse side, symbolizing America's agricultural roots. But today we're focusing on the obverse, where the true charm and potential value lie. On the obverse, we see the profile of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States. This design has been in place since 1909, and it's one of the most recognized images in American coinage. On this particular coin, the obverse is in very fine condition, which is key to understanding its value today. A coin's condition is graded using a scale, ranging from poor to mint state. A very fine coin is one that shows some wear, but the design details are still clear and distinct. The wheat penny in this condition will show some light wear on the high points, especially on Lincoln's hair and the folds of his coat, but the overall appearance remains crisp and detailed. Now, let's talk about the demint mark. The letter D on the 1956 wheat penny indicates that it was minted at the Denver Mint, one of the three main minting facilities in the United States. The demint mark is often associated with coins that have lower mintage numbers, which can add a layer of desirability for collectors. The total mintage for the 1956 wheat penny at the Denver Mint was just over 1 billion coins. While that sounds like a large number, when you factor in the passage of time and the potential for coins to be damaged or lost, a 1956 D wheat penny in excellent condition becomes increasingly rare. This rarity is what makes it a hot commodity in today's market. Another aspect that adds value to this coin is its red layer. What do we mean by this? Well, coins that have been well preserved over time, especially those with little wear, and kept in proper condition, retain their original copper luster. A red-layered coin, or one that still shows vibrant red tones, is often considered more desirable. This is because it's a sign that the coin has been well cared for and hasn't tarnished into the brown or dull copper color that many older pennies develop. A red-layered coin in very fine condition is often more valuable than one that has turned brown or faded over time. For collectors, finding a 1956 with D wheat penny in this condition is a rare treat, especially since so many of these coins have been circulated and worn down over the decades. So, what's the current value of the 1956 with D wheat penny in today's collector market? Well, the answer varies depending on several factors: the condition of the coin, whether it has been graded by a reputable service, and its overall demand in the market. As of today, in very fine condition with that red layer luster, a 1956 D wheat penny can fetch anywhere from $120,000 in typical collector markets. However, for coins in higher grades, say, those in mint state or with a deep uncirculated number, the value can be much higher. Coins in mint state can easily sell for $130,000 or more, and if the coin is graded as a red gem or an exceptional example, the value can skyrocket. Now, if you're thinking about selling your 1956 wheat penny or adding it to your collection, it's essential to keep a few things in mind. First, getting your coin professionally graded can help establish its value. Professional grading services assess a coin's authenticity, condition, and preservation. This can be a valuable tool for both buyers and sellers in the market. To sum it up, the 1956 with D wheat penny is a coin that holds significant value for collectors, especially when it's in very fine condition with that desirable red layer. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or just starting your collection, this penny is definitely worth paying attention to. Next up, we're diving deep into the world of rare and valuable coins, and we've got a real gem for you today: the 1945 wheat penny, specifically the 1-cent coin without a mint mark, in fine condition, and with that intriguing black layer and wave. If you're a collector or just a coin enthusiast, you'll want to stick around for this video. We'll explore its history, what makes it special, and how it's performing in today's market. The wheat penny, also known as the Lincoln wheat cent, was issued by the United States Mint from 1909 until 1958. It's iconic, famous for its wheat ears on the reverse side and Abraham Lincoln's profile on the obverse. But today we're focusing on the 1945 variety. This 1945 coin specifically is highly sought after in fine condition. It's a key coin for many collectors, but there's something special about this particular piece. It has no mint mark. Quote, so let's break it down. You might be wondering, what exactly does no mint mark mean? Well, in 1945, the United States Mint struck coins at several different facilities, each with its own mint mark. These mint marks appear on coins to show where they were made. D for Denver, S for San Francisco, and no mint mark means it was struck in Philadelphia. But it's not just the absence of the mint mark that makes this coin intriguing. Let's talk about the black layer and wave on the coin. Sometimes, collectors find that their 1945 wheat penny has developed a distinct black layer on the surface. This could be due to the coin's interaction with various environments over the years. coins can develop oxidation or toning, which results in these darkened surfaces. While this can sometimes detract from a coin's value, when it's handled properly, it can also contribute to its unique appearance. Now, what about the wave? Over time, coins can experience slight imperfections from wear and tear, and the 1945 wheat penny is no exception. The wave effect often refers to subtle undulations on the surface, giving the coin a distinct texture. Alright, now that we've covered the history and characteristics, let's talk about the big question. How much is this 1945 wheat penny worth today in the collector's market? Coin values fluctuate based on factors like condition, rarity, and market demand. A 1945 wheat penny in fine condition without a mint mark can range in price, but collectors are always on the lookout for certain traits. Coins with distinct toning or unique features, like the black layer we mentioned, can sometimes command a premium. As of today, a 1945 wheat penny in fine condition typically falls into the $135,000 range. However, if it has that unique black layer and wave effect, especially if it's well preserved, you might see prices climbing higher, even reaching $140,000. Some well-known dealers and auction houses have seen certain specimens go for even more, depending on the market's demand and the coin's uniqueness. If you're thinking about buying or selling, it's crucial to know the condition of your coin. A graded coin, where professionals assess the quality and characteristics, might fetch more. In fact, you could see a premium for well-preserved coins that have a solid provenance or have been certified by reputable grading services. Coins that are graded by companies like the Professional Coin Grading Service or Numismatic Guarantee Corporation tend to sell for more in the market, particularly when they're certified as being in good condition, even with their black layer and waves. So, is your 1945 wheat penny with the black layer and wave valuable? It really depends on the coin's specific condition and appeal to collectors. If you have one of these coins, it's worth taking a closer look and getting it appraised by an expert. It could very well be worth more than you think. Remember, coins like these can hold both historical value and aesthetic appeal, especially when they show unique features like toning or unusual patterns, which can make them stand out in a collector's portfolio. That's a wrap on today's deep dive into the 1945 wheat penny without a mint mark. Whether you're just starting out as a coin collector or you're a seasoned pro, this coin is definitely one to keep an eye on in the market. Next up, we're diving deep into one of the most sought-after coins in the world of numismatics, the 1934 wheat penny. This small but powerful coin from the early 20th century holds immense value, especially for collectors who know what to look for. So grab your magnifying glasses and get ready to uncover the details that could turn this penny into a treasure. Let's explore the 1934 wheat penny and why it's commanding attention in today's collector market. If you're into coin collecting, you know that every year brings new opportunities to discover hidden gems. The 1934 wheat penny, without a mint mark, is one such example. Whether you're new to the hobby or a seasoned collector, understanding why this penny is in demand can really help you spot its value. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what makes the 1934 wheat penny so special and how much it could be worth today. Let's start with the basics. The 1934 wheat penny is part of the famous wheat ears design, created by sculptor Victor David Brenner. Introduced in 1909, the wheat penny features two sheafs of wheat on the reverse side and Abraham Lincoln's portrait on the obverse. But what sets the 1934 wheat penny apart from its peers? Let's break it down. The coin weighs 3.11 grams and has a diameter of 19 quarters, which is typical for a US 1-cent piece. The most important thing to note, though, is its minting year, 1934. Unlike some other years which had multiple mint marks, the 1934 wheat penny we're talking about here has no mint mark, meaning it was struck in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. The lack of a mint mark on a coin can sometimes be significant in determining its value. For the 1934 wheat penny, the Philadelphia minted coins are generally the most common, but that doesn't mean they are lacking in value. In fact, when you dig deeper, you'll see that these coins can be quite valuable depending on their condition. Now, let's talk about condition. If you've been around coin collecting for any time, you've heard the terms fine, good, excellent, and others. But what does that really mean when it comes to value? In terms of the 1934 wheat penny, condition is a key factor in determining how much collectors are willing to pay. This specific 1934 wheat penny we're focusing on today is in fine condition. In coin grading, fine is typically where you can still see details on the coin, but it's worn from circulation. The wheat stalks, Lincoln's face, and the date are still readable, but they may appear worn, and some of the finer details may be flattened. In fine condition, the 1934 wheat penny is still a valuable piece, but its price will depend on how much of the design has been worn away. The more details visible, the higher the value. The 1934 wheat penny with a good amount of its design intact, like this one, can be worth much more than a coin that's been heavily worn down. So let's talk about how much this coin is worth today. As with all collectibles, the value of the 1934 wheat penny fluctuates based on factors like demand, condition, and rarity. In general, a 1934 wheat penny in fine condition can be worth anywhere between $76,000 plus. However, in today's market, prices can be much higher, especially for coins in better condition. For example, a 1934 wheat penny in extremely fine or uncirculated condition could fetch anywhere between $85,000 depending on the coin's quality and the current market. Some collectors even pay significantly higher amounts for rarer coins from the 1934 series, especially when they are paired with special characteristics like exceptional toning, unique color shades, or mint errors. Another factor contributing to the value of the 1934 wheat penny is its patina, or toning. The coin you see here has a distinctive black and brown shade, which is often the result of natural aging or exposure to environmental elements. Some collectors find this type of toning highly attractive, and it can significantly increase the coin's appeal and market value. These tones are a result of copper oxidation, and while the black and brown shades are often seen on coins that have circulated for decades, it's important to note that a well-maintained coin with this kind of aging can sometimes be worth more than a coin with a dull, uninteresting appearance. If you're thinking about buying or selling a 1934 wheat penny, here's what you should keep in mind. Always check the condition of the coin first. A clean, well-preserved coin will always command a better price than one that's been excessively worn or damaged. Also, be aware of the toning and color. A naturally toned coin with distinct shades of brown, black, or even red may increase its value among collectors who appreciate that aesthetic. And remember, the absence of a mint mark can sometimes add to the charm, especially for collectors looking for specific minting years. So, there you have it. The 1934 wheat penny might look like just another 1-cent piece, but when you take a closer look, you'll see that it's got a lot to offer. Whether it's the rich history, the appeal of its design, or the potential for a higher value based on its condition, this coin is definitely one to watch in the world of coin collecting. If you're lucky enough to have one of these coins, be sure to get it appraised and consider adding it to your collection. And if you're just starting out in coin collecting, the 1934 wheat penny could be a great addition to your journey. Next up, we're diving into a very special coin, the 1941 wheat penny. But not just any 1941 penny. This particular one is in brilliant fine condition, with some unique features like black dots and spots on the reverse side. It's a coin that could have some serious value on today's collector market. So grab your magnifying glasses and get ready to learn everything about this stunning vintage coin. Before we get into the specifics of the 1941 wheat penny, let's take a moment to understand the history behind the wheat penny series. The wheat penny, also known as the Lincoln cent, was minted in the United States from 1909 to 1958. Designed by sculptor Victor David Brenner, the front of the coin features the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, and the reverse side shows 2 stalks of wheat. Thence the name wheat penny. Now, when it comes to the 1941 wheat penny, this was a year in the middle of World War II, and it's an era where coins were still made with a lot of detail and artistry, even amidst the war efforts. The 1941 wheat penny was minted in high numbers, which means that generally it's not as rare as some other years. But that doesn't mean it's not worth something. Let's dive deeper. Now, here's where things get interesting. The 1941 wheat penny that we're looking at today is in brilliant, fine condition, meaning it has retained much of its original detail. One of the things that make this particular 1941 penny stand out is the appearance of black dots and spots on the reverse side. These spots aren't part of the design, but instead they're a result of the coin's age and environmental factors, likely from exposure to moisture or chemicals over the years. While some collectors might see this as a flaw, others find it adds character to the coin and makes it even more unique. So let's talk about the big question. What's this coin worth? A lot of collectors want to know how much a 1941 wheat penny in fine condition can fetch on today's market. Well, the answer depends on a few factors, but generally the value is influenced by its condition, rarity, and any unique features like the black dots and spots we've discussed. A 1941 wheat penny, and when we're talking about a fine condition coin, especially one that retains good detail and shows some distinctive characteristics, its value can be significantly higher. Coins like this, with interesting visual features, can be worth anywhere between $150,000 depending on the collector's interest. But if you've got a coin that is extraordinarily clean, without much wear, and maybe even with a rare mint mark or one in near perfect condition, you could see the value creep up to $160,000 or even more. Alright, let's talk about how you can spot these black dots and spots on your own 1941 wheat pennies. If you've ever come across a coin that seems to have an unusual discoloration or specks on the surface, don't immediately assume it's a flaw. These marks are often the result of environmental factors like oxidation or exposure to moisture over time. While they don't add value by themselves, they certainly make the coin more interesting and may even appeal to certain collectors. To truly appreciate the condition of this penny, you want to inspect the wheat stalks and Lincoln's portrait on the front. Make sure the details are still sharp, as these areas can easily wear down over the years. If you find that your penny still has visible, clear details, that's a good sign it's in fine or better condition. Let's talk about the collector market for these coins. It's still a sought-after coin for many collectors, especially if it's in great shape and has some unique features like the black dots we've talked about. The market for older pennies, particularly the wheat series, has been growing in recent years as collectors focus more on historical coins. The 1941 variety doesn't have a low mintage or a famous error, but it still has a strong presence on auction sites and in coin shops. If you're lucky enough to have a nice one, it's definitely worth getting it appraised. And remember, value can also fluctuate depending on the demand and rarity of similar coins. A 1941 penny in mint condition might be priced higher, but a coin with that special appeal, like these distinctive black spots, could even catch the eye of specialized collectors. So, whether you're looking to sell or simply adding to your collection, the 1941 wheat penny is definitely a coin that should be on your radar. With its historical significance, unique condition, and potential for value, this penny is a great addition to any collection. If you have a 1941 wheat penny of your own, take a closer look and see if it has any interesting features. You never know, you might be sitting on a big treasure. Next up, we're diving into a very special piece of American history, the 1942 wheat penny without a mint mark, and why it has such a significant value in today's collector market. But before we get started, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss out on our future coin discussions. So, what makes the 1942 wheat penny so special? Let's first talk about the coin itself. Produced from 1909 to 1958, the wheat penny is one of the most iconic coins in American history. Its design features the famous wheat ears on the reverse side, created by engraver Victor David Brenner. The obverse side showcases President Abraham Lincoln, giving it that unmistakable appearance. The 1942 wheat penny, like many of the coins from this series, comes with a few variations. One of the most important factors to consider is whether the coin has a mint mark or not. In 1942, pennies were minted in 3 different locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The ones minted in Philadelphia, however, did not carry a mint mark, so if you come across a 1942 penny without a mint mark, it's from the Philadelphia Mint, and that's what we're talking about today. Now, condition is key when it comes to valuing any coin, and the 1942 wheat penny is no exception. In fact, the 1942 without a mint mark is considered to be a relatively common coin, but what makes it so valuable in today's market is its condition. A coin's condition is usually determined using a grading scale that ranges from poor to mint state. If a 1942 wheat penny is in fine condition, you're looking at a coin that still has a lot of its details visible, but shows wear from circulation. It will have strong features like Lincoln's portrait and the wheat stalks, but the finer details might be slightly worn down. If you're lucky enough to come across one of these beauties with a darker, almost chocolate layer to it, think deep brown or dark brown tones, you're in for something special. This darker patina often indicates a coin that's been well preserved, even though it may have circulated for decades. These coins are truly stunning, with a unique, rich color that collectors love. Now, let's talk about value. The 1942 wheat penny, without a mint mark, in fine condition, might not be the rarest coin in the world, but it has been steadily increasing in value over the years. Why? Collectors are always on the lookout for pieces in great condition, especially when they feature beautiful tones, like that dark chocolate patina we mentioned earlier. As of today, in fine condition, you could see these coins selling anywhere between $78,000 on average. But if you find a 1942 without a mint mark in higher grades, such as very fine or extremely fine, the price could easily jump to $86,000 or more. So, how do you go about finding one of these rare 1942 wheat pennies? Here are a few tips to help you out. First, check your pocket change. You'd be amazed at how many coins slip through the cracks of everyday circulation. You can still find these pennies in circulation, especially if you're looking through older rolls of pennies or coin collections. Next, always pay attention to the color and details. Coins with a dark chocolate patina often indicate they've been well preserved. Take a good look at the condition, especially the wheat stalks on the reverse side and Lincoln's portrait on the obverse. And don't forget about online marketplaces where collectors from all over the world list their prized coins. You can often find a 1942 wheat penny in various conditions for sale. So, there you have it. The 1942 wheat penny without a mint mark, especially in fine condition, is a beautiful piece of numismatic history. With its dark chocolate patina and increasing value in the collector market, it's definitely a coin worth keeping an eye on. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just getting started, this coin could be a fantastic addition to your collection. Next up, we're talking about a highly sought-after coin, the 1946 wheat penny with D mint mark. Now, you might be wondering, what makes this little 1-cent coin so special? Well, stick around because we'll take a closer look at its unique features, its silver layer, its market value today, and much more. So grab a seat and let's get started. Here it is, the iconic 1946 wheat penny with a D mint mark. This coin might look pretty ordinary at first glance, but there's so much more to it than meets the eye. First, let's start with a quick history lesson. The wheat penny was minted from 1909 to 1958 and features two prominent wheat stalks on the reverse side, a design created by the famous engraver Victor David Brenner. The obverse side showcases the portrait of Abraham Lincoln, and this design has remained virtually unchanged throughout its long history. But today, we're focusing on the 1946 version. The 1946 penny holds special significance as it was the first year after World War II ended, and it marks a transition in American society, with the post-war economy booming. But what makes the 1946 penny particularly interesting to collectors today is the D mint mark and its condition, which we'll explore in detail shortly. Looking closely at the 1946 wheat penny, you'll notice the D mint mark on the obverse side, just to the right of Lincoln's bust. This means the coin was minted in Denver. While the 1946 wheat penny wasn't necessarily a low mintage coin, it's still a prized find for collectors, especially in certain conditions. This coin has a silver layer that can make it even more valuable. You're probably thinking, wait, a silver layer on a penny? Well, here's where it gets interesting. Over time, certain 1946 pennies have been coated in silver, either by mistake or through intentional silver plating. These silver-plated pennies are rare and definitely stand out from the regular copper versions. Here's the difference. A regular 1946 wheat penny is composed of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc. But some of these coins, through an unknown process or even as part of an experiment, received a thin silver layer, which can add an intriguing twist for collectors and numismatists. While a silver-plated 1946 penny is not something you're going to find in everyday circulation, it definitely commands attention in the collector's market today. The rarity and the unique silver coating make these pieces a must-have for certain collectors, especially those who specialize in unusual or rare coins. Now let's talk about condition. As with any collectible coin, the condition of the 1946 penny will drastically impact its value. The most sought-after examples are those in fine or better condition, meaning they have minimal wear and retain most of their original details. A coin graded as fine has moderate wear but still shows clear features, including Lincoln's portrait and the wheat stalks on the reverse. A fine condition 1946 wheat penny, especially with the D mint mark when it comes to the silver-plated variety, you're looking at a much higher value, often anywhere from $80,000 to more, depending on its condition, rarity, and the demand in the market at the time. Collectors are constantly searching for these silver-plated rarities. Whether through online auctions, local coin shops, or at coin shows, the demand for unique and era coins like the silver-layered 1946 penny has been steadily increasing. It's always a good idea to get your hands on one of these coins while they're still accessible at a reasonable price. Now, if you happen to come across one of these silver-layered 1946 pennies, or any valuable coin for that matter, it's important to store it properly. Use a coin holder, slab, or album to keep it safe from scratches, dirt, or damage. Proper preservation ensures the coin's value will stay intact for future generations. Coin collecting is an incredible hobby, and discovering a valuable piece like the 1946 wheat penny with a silver layer can be an exciting experience. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting out, there's always something new to learn and explore in the world of numismatics. That's it for today's video. I hope you found this deep dive into the 1946 wheat penny with the D mint mark informative and exciting. Don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to our channel for more videos on rare coins, tips, and all things numismatic. If you've ever come across one of these silver-layered pennies, or if you've got a cool coin story to share, drop a comment below. I'd love to hear from you.